What's up, guys? Here is something that's just a pain in the rear. So I got my Game Boy Advance SP, beautiful gaming system. But I also have one of our favorite games, and that is Pokemon Sapphire version. Emerald is almost the exact same, but it has an issue. If you haven't played it in a while, or it's just a super old game, you get this problem. Let me turn it on. The internal battery issue. It's actually a pretty straightforward fix, but here's the issue. So if you start it up, you get it to go. The internal battery has run dry. The game can be played, however, clock-based events will no longer occur, which means like growing berries or anything crazy like that, which is a pain. So in this video, we'll just show you how to fix that. Stay tuned. Alright, the first thing you need to do is take your cartridge, and you'll have to get a tri-tip screwdriver. They're kind of hard to find, but you can find them online. There's one screw you're going to have to undo gently. Slide the cassette apart and separate the board from the cassette. Now when you look at this, you'll see a couple pieces. Alright? The thing that we're worried about is this watch battery right here. It's a CR1616 and it has solder tabs to it. I wasn't able to get one. I mean, you can find one with solder tabs online, or you can just buy a watch battery, CR1616, and then try and get these and attach them to it. These are the little metal things that are attached to the motherboard. So that's the first step you do. The next step you need to do is you need to take a hot soldering iron, and you need to kind of melt the solder points to get this to release. Could take a bit, but that's all you got. To release it, you just got to melt the solder that's already there. Alright, so I actually tried to use the watch battery here, and it was a disaster. I actually blew up the battery. I applied too much heat to it, didn't work. So I went ahead and got one of the watch batteries that actually have a solder tab hooked to it. If you look there, it's a much easier process. I'm sure you can do it. I used some rosin core stuff and to get it to attach, but I just didn't want to mess with it anymore. So what you're going to do is you're going to take some solder. You should already be a lot of solder on the solder pads here, but I'm just going to put a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of solder on there. Okay, make sure there's a little bit of solder left here. Should already be a lot on there from when we were taking it off, but I'm just going to put a little bit more. Okay. And this is called tinning. You can actually tin your wires to make it easier. I'm just going to put a little bit of solder on the solder pads. So all I have to do is heat it up and it should attach right away. Now, an important thing to note is on these right here, the batteries, you need to hook them up correctly. Make sure you got the positive and the negative in right, or it will not, the game will not function correctly. That's to go without saying. Okay, I'm going to line that up. I'm going to do one at a time. Okay, once you have this attached, you have this all attached, you're just going to reassemble. Probably want to let it cool off for a bit. Reassemble. Okay. Put the screwdriver on, or put the screw in, and give it a shot, and give it a try in your Game Boy. Okay, so we have the cartridge all screwed together. We just have to insert it into our SP. Give it a shot, and our error that said that the battery is dead should now be gone. So let's give it a shot. Here we go, boots up. Press start. Boom, ready to play. No longer any errors, battery fixed. That's how you fix it. So just make sure that you buy a CR1616 battery. I bought one that had the solder tabs already attached. Make sure you have a tri-tip screwdriver, and this problem is as good as gone. That's it.